Here now is being Jeremy Jones.
Climbing. Relentless. Yeah! Hey, guys, I'm thinking of starting from here.
Through my years of being in the mountains, unfortunately, I've taken some big falls. I've been ripped off the mountain, but they've always been in places that I could take that big fall, and that's what's kept me alive.
I really enjoy watching him when he's right on that edge. When you see him trying to keep it in his, calculated style and form, but it's a little loose. A turn kicks out a little hard, or a slough comes a little faster than he expected it. There's so many, famous lines that he's ridden, so many famous moments. Absolutely, he's pushed the boundaries and, people's perception of what's possible on a snowboard.
His ability to ride the steeps at high speed and put together segment after segment after segment, year after year after year. He was able to stay in the game and stay focused, but I think he also was looking towards the future and what we're seeing now.
I was very lucky to go into a lot of mountain ranges and be the first person in there. I got really good at using a helicopter to quickly map out a range and safely go in and ride the premier lines. About 8 years ago, I stopped using a helicopter, which is this tool that's about the best tool in the world to go into uncharted mountains. But once I started hiking these lines, I realized the feeling I'm getting is so much richer and greater than the feeling I was getting with a helicopter. These lines I'm doing on foot, I'll camp at them for 2 or 3 weeks to get the opportunity to ride them. It's just such a more complex game with nature than it is with a helicopter, and it requires way more mental and physical attention and skill set, and I find myself consistently in spots on the mountains that I could not have gotten to a day before in my life, where I need my whole lifetime toolkit of dealing with the mountains. And to be able to be in that spot so consistently is, I think, why I'm as hooked on snowboarding as I've ever been. When I come out of the mountains, I'm just so energized, and I feel like that energy never really goes away. And the added perspective that I have from those hard days helps me in general life.
When I first heard about the trilogy concept, I definitely thought that it was a risk worth taking. I remember the first time Jeremy called and kind of laid it out it was something that I wasn't going to, I could not pass up.
Deeper, further, higher, I really use that as a mantra. That deeper phase for me was going to mountain ranges that I knew very well and getting into that terrain that you could only get to with camping and long days of hiking. With further was take what I learned with deeper and ranges I know, and then, you know, if it does work out, now I can look at the world's mountains and go to these more exotic places I know nothing about. The deal with higher is, okay, now I've gone deeper and I've gone further. Now let's tee up some major descents on big, serious lines.
Somewhere above 20,000 feet, standing on this peak I first laid eyes on 3 months ago. But there's one problem. Here's my line. Clouds just snuffed us out.
The mountains are a tricky thing, and I think taking careless risks are unacceptable.
It's gonna be serious getting off of this thing on foot. I'll be crawling to camp tonight in the dark.
When I'm out in the mountains, it's no longer making decisions just about me. It's making decisions for my wife and my kids. You know, it's no longer just about what happens to me, but, you know, the devastation on my family would be brutal. So the stakes and the weight of the decision-making have gone way up now that I have a family.
I very much trust Jer in the mountains, and I'm so happy about that. But I've been in the mountains enough myself to know that Mother Nature is unpredictable, and you can never be 100% certain about how she's gonna act when you're out there.
It's not just these lines you see in the movies. Some of the scariest stuff I've seen in the mountains is in intermediate terrain. So then it becomes a question of, do I stop going into the backcountry? And that is not really an option. What I get out of walking into the mountains makes me who I am, and without that, I'd just be a shell of a person, and I don't think my kids or wife would want to be around that.
Snowboarding is just a part of Jeremy, and I would never want to change that. I would never want him to do anything other than what he's passionate about. It is so in his heart and soul, and that's what we love about him so much.
I've always been obsessed with snowboard design. I've worked with a lot of different companies. I've seen them do some cool stuff and some not cool stuff with Jones Snowboards. My motto is performance, durability, sustainability, meaning a sustainable product that's not high performance and durable does not work. It's all about the product and just evolving it at all costs. And you get there from testing, tweaking, retesting, tweaking, testing, tweaking, and bringing new concepts into snowboarding. I spend way too much money on prototypes and stuff like that, but that's what I love to do, and that's the fun part. The more things I have going on, the more I try and just be really present moment. I want to be there when my kids get home from school and hang out with them, and I want to get outside every day. Depending on the season, if it's mountain biking, rock climbing, surfing, or in the winter, snowboarding, I need a pretty heavy dose of that to make everything else tick.
A lot of riders get pigeonholed as being from a certain generation, and Jeremy has superseded that.
In my eyes, Jeremy is definitely in that elite realm of Tony Hawk, Kelly Slater. He's one of those guys that's just made their mark, and when you look back 25 years from now, he's a name that's going to come up, and people are going to know and remember what he did forever.
My biggest focus in snowboarding is to not lose the hunger, because I know without that, it all goes away, and you can't fake it, you can't do it for the money. When I finished higher, people were like, oh, wow, you're retiring. I'm like, yeah, I'm retiring so I can finally have enough time to focus on my snowboarding. I just feel like you have to enjoy the journey, enjoy the process, whether it's fighting climate change, raising a family, developing product, trying to climb a mountain. It's all about those little steps that eventually lead to, hopefully great accomplishments. And if you don't embrace and enjoy that journey, then, it's going to be tough to be happy.
Howdy folks, Jack Matrani here, host of the X Games. Thank you for watching Being. Make sure to subscribe to X Games YouTube channel, and if you want to continue watching some more Being, check out the playlist. Or not, whatever you want to do. I'm not here to tell you what to do. But just giving you a heads up of what you can do.